TikTokers, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all having the best day ever. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and choosing to spend even a little portion of your day with me. I am now on my final Lady Gaga merchandise t-shirt, so just know I will be going back to regular outfits tomorrow. I just had to wear all of the shirts that I bought at the Gaga concert, and if anyone's going to the Chromatica Ball, the Lady Gaga concert in London in the next 2 days, I will be there, and if you see me, let's come up, let's talk. I'm very excited. I'm seeing her again tomorrow and the next day, and I'm so excited. But anyway, today's video, I hope that sigh kind of introduced that for you, because it's an intense one. So, Def Noodles is a drama channel here on YouTube. Papa Gut is also like a commentary drama channel on the platform. I would say leans more commentary than drama. Like, he's not doing updates about Trisha and Jeffrey and all that Dennis does. So I would say Dennis is a drama channel and Papa Gut is a commentary channel. And I know that there's like a full debate on like who's drama, who's commentary and all that bullshit, but I would say in this instance, like, Papa Gut is very much so commentary, not drama, whereas Def Noodles is like day-to-day, like petty little drama, like me. So that is the context on these two creators. Now, about a year ago, or at least a couple months ago, Def Noodles did a debate with Papa Gut. And it was like a recorded, like live, very long debate. And it had been the result of a lot of back and forth between the two creators online. And without showing you the clips, because I cannot watch this anymore, I watched it once and that was enough for me. It is the most cringe thing ever because it shows that Def Noodles, Dennis, is all full of talk on Twitter and all full of talk in his videos. And then when he's confronted with the person he's talking shit about, he really has no argument, he gets defensive, and Papa Gut very clearly won the debate. And if people don't like Papa Gut, a lot of those people still agree that he trumped Dennis in that debate. And since that time with that debate happening, because it was such a blow for Dennis's career, because Papa Gut really showed him up on so many topics, so many different things. Papa Gut, I would say, is a very like intelligent speaker when it comes to a lot of things, so he really showed Dennis up. And since that moment, Dennis and him have been going back and forth, and it seems that Dennis will take any chance he can get to come for Papa Gut. And he also did a tweet a couple days ago that says that he is the reason that people watch Papa Gut. And he is the reason. You know, he's given a start to so many people. He's so many people on this platform. They wouldn't know them, they wouldn't watch them if it wasn't for Dennis giving them a shout out or giving them the chance of day. So we're already starting this off with Dennis having a huge ego. And I don't know where it's coming from, but there's that. If you're aware as well, Def Noodles is suing Keemstar. He's suing him for defamation because Keemstar made a joke tweet that said that Def Noodles was allegedly grooming underage girls. And he made that tweet to call Dennis out for his coverage of James Charles. And I don't like Keemstar in the slightest, but I was almost defensive of Keemstar in the lawsuit because Dennis was suing someone for something he had done, and a lot of people did not agree with me on that because they were like, oh, it can be twisted in a certain way, you know, Dennis's intentions, you know, we don't know what they were, whatever. Dennis has done the exact same thing to Papa Gut. Dennis has literally accused Papa Gut of being a P-word, and he has informed the FBI online. And he's doing all of this as like a joke. He's doing all of this as a joke, right? So he is now doing, again, he did it with James Charles. James Charles had a lot of victims, but he did not have the amount that Def Noodles was covering. And the reason he was doing it, he was covering people whose stories were fake. They were openly saying they were fake. It took minimal research. The reason he was doing that was because he was getting a lot of followers and a lot of engagement on Twitter. That was the reason he done it. So Dennis has already been accused of what he is suing Keemstar for. And yesterday he just blatantly did it again with the creator Papa Gut, who he has the biggest vendetta against ever since Papa Gut won the debate against him. So this is going to be an intense video. I want to give that as a starter. But all I can say is how embarrassing Def Noodles is, how deranged his actions are, and boy, take a break. Take a break. You have now not only ruined your reputation, but you've also lost the lawsuit that you were so confident about that you were suing Keemstar for, because you've just done what you're accusing him of doing to you to another creator, and you've confidently done it. You've been called out for the past couple hours, you're getting ratioed, and you have not deleted the tweet, and you're doubling down on it. From you calling Papa Gut a P word and tagging the FBI that he needs to be put on a watch list. So we're going to get into all of it right now. I don't know what has happened to Def Noodles. I really don't keep up with him these days, but anything I hear of him is incredibly negative, and this is just intense. I made fun of that lawsuit against Keemstar when it happened. People agreed with me, people didn't, but I knew that Dennis was acting in a certain way, that he was gonna show himself up, and he did last night. So let's get to it right now. So Papa Gut released a short video on this, which we're going to watch towards the end, but we're going to go through the tweets so far. But I mean, Dennis is getting ratioed on his YouTube, on his Twitter, on his Instagram, and he's doubling down on all of it. And I don't know what his game plan is here, because his ego is going to ruin his channel, and his ego has ruined his reputation online right now. And Dennis, ever since he got his Twitter back, remember he was banned from Twitter and he said the Keemstar was the reason and all that. He's now got his Twitter back after trying to get it for so long, and it seems that getting his Twitter back is going to be the thing that ruins his career. So, here we go. So, whenever we go on a thread that was happening, people were calling Papa Gut out for a really awful joke that he had made whenever it came to the TikTok Lopez brothers. Now, I cannot stress enough how much work Papa Gut does on his channel for victims, and how much work he does to call out actual P words. You might not like Papa Gut, and I've watched a lot of his stuff. He is actively calling out P words on his channel, and has been for the longest time, to almost a fault of his channel, where Dennis says he's shadow banned because his views are down. That's not the reason. But Papa Gut would actually have a reason if he was like, I'm shadow banned, even though he doesn't, because he's actually doing very important, intense call-out work on his channel. So for Dennis to call him a P word is so revolting, considering Papa Gut actually is doing stuff for victims here, actually doing stuff to call out actual P words, whereas Dennis just makes drama videos on them and makes up stories about other ones. So, I'm not even going to read out the joke that Papa Gut made, because, again, it's a bad joke, and it makes me uncomfortable to even read it out. And Papa Gut has profusely, for the past ages of time, and even in the video we're going to watch, denounced the joke, said that while it was a joke, that doesn't excuse it, and a genuine, heartfelt apology, and also being like, what was I thinking for saying that? Whereas, when Dennis is getting called out for stuff that he's doing, he brushes it off and calls someone else out. So, Papa Gut tweets out and says that the joke was, so trigger warning here, if she's old enough to bleed, she's old enough to breed. Thank you so much, Andreas Lopez, for the advice. And he says it was a satirical call-out since he allegedly slept with a 14-year-old. It's a joke I've condemned multiple times, but Dennis isn't interested in that. So, this was a really bad joke that no one enjoyed. Papa Gut doesn't enjoy. And he said that because Dennis is now showing this statement as something that Papa Gut has said, like in his day-to-day life, that he stands by, and taking it all out of context. Even with the context, this is not good. I'm not excusing this in any way. Dennis is taking this clip and cropping and doing all this tweet and saying here is factual evidence that Papa Gut is a P word, and the FBI are tagged and put him on a watch list. So again, reporting false stories. And not even just reporting false stories, this has to do with P words. And it's like, when will y'all learn to stop supporting people who are throwing around P word allegations? I'll be waiting. I really will. I really, really, really will. So, again, Papa Gut said, here's the full context of the joke that I do not stand by. Here's the entire sentiment where he's saying Andreas Lopez gave me this advice, and he's making this big thing because Andreas Lopez was getting called out for this. He said it was a satirical call-out since he was allegedly sleeping with a 14-year-old. It's a joke I've condemned multiple times, but Dennis isn't interested in that. So, Dennis then tweets out this and says, MFer got famous on TikTok for joking about effing 14-year-old girls. So Dennis is now saying that Papa Gut, beside from what was just said, Dennis is now saying that Papa Gut was sleeping with children. And he doubles down on it. Keep in mind, he's suing Keemstar and wants us to feel so bad for him that Keemstar used one of his tweets that Dennis had made about James Charles, and Keemstar tweeted it out and changed the name James Charles to Dennis. Then gets offended when someone jokes about him. But you know, he was right. I shouldn't have said that. I should have instead said he makes himself so small in his videos to hide the fact that he looks like a P-word. And he says the entire word. This is an actual tweet from Def Noodles. And he includes a bunch of pictures of Papa God. For what I can only imagine is with these random like videos screenshotted or really zoomed up pictures, Dennis is saying here that, oh, he makes himself really small in his videos because I deem that he's ugly. So not only do we have Dennis in a tweet completely taking everything out of context and saying that, oh, he got famous because he was joking about the fact that he was sleeping with children, then says that he looks like a P-word, and then basically says, oh, and he's also ugly. So Dennis, you have lost it. You have absolutely lost it. And you've lost your audience, because take a brief look at your social media. Every single tweet that you're doing right now, you're getting at least 100 replies being like, you're done. You're done. But his ego will not allow himself to come to that. So, to make matters even better, Dennis tweets, at FBI Los Angeles, put this motherfucker on a watch list. He is suspicious and looks it. Dennis, how dare you? Seriously, how dare you? You are fucking scum. Dennis, you have became everyone that you're calling out. You have became everyone you're calling out. You have. And the fact you cannot see it, even though all of your audience is fleeing and letting you know. By the way, you guys, this tweet that he's done has over 250 responses calling him out to delete it, and that how dare you say this. So, now we're going to go to Papa Gut's video. It's called Def Noodles is a Bad Person. And I really would recommend going and showing your support under this video, because here we have Dennis again trying to ruin people's lives with fake allegations. Fake allegations. But that's what he does best, right? Alright, so let's get to Papa Gut's video right here. I literally cannot believe that it's gotten to this. Well, his lawsuit's still ongoing, by the way. Good luck, and congratulations, Keemstar, for winning the lawsuit! Congratulations, Keemstar, because after last night, you've just won the lawsuit against Dennis! Woohoo! Isn't it bad, Dennis, that you've now made so many people in the drama community, which you're a part of because you're a drama channel, root for Keemstar? That's a hard task. So good job about that. You have literally got the clout from H3, took their audience, and made them support Keemstar. Good job, good job. Really good job. Good work, Dennis. Good work. Let's get to Papa Gut's video.
Twitter. Let's see what has to say here.
I'm actually
Noodle.
gonna put this on 1.25 speed, just because it's like over 10 minutes. Papa Gut, all love, but just to keep this within the video, because I want to hear everything in this.
Gotta say. Let's see. Oh, here we go again with like false assault accusations. Got famous on TikTok for joking about 14-year-old girls. Then gets offended. Someone jokes about him, but you know he was right. I shouldn't have said. Should have said he makes himself so small in his videos to hide the fact that he looks like a pedophile. This is pretty bad. So this is going to make it look really bad for you in your lawsuit against Keemstar.
Yep. You've lost it.
Mostly because
you've lost the lawsuit, Dennis.
He called you a pedophile without any actual evidence, and this is what you're doing to me right now.
Good job, Dennis.
What's really interesting is that this is two things. For one, I've already deeply explained the context of this to Def Noodles personally. We had a live conversation about this. And he's also tweeting this, that I made an inappropriate joke, which I consistently keep saying was an inappropriate joke regardless of the context. Mm-hmm. But this was the joke. The joke was if she's old enough to bleed. And he literally, for what he did, he duetted it. What is it called? What is that called? He decided to, what is it called? Retweeted it. He retweeted the entire context. Wow. He retweeted the context. Here's the context. The joke was if she's old enough to bleed, she's old enough
Dennis
to bleed.
is just trying to ruin lives at this stage.
Advice, right? It was a satirical
Call
call
spade
out
a spade.
since he allegedly slept with a 14-year-old. It's a joke I've condemned multiple times, but that person isn't interested in honesty. Somehow, he looked at this and said, I'm going to nail Papa Gut on this point. What are you talking about? The reality here, I'm going to be very clear, is I've been very active in the deplatforming of 2 predators on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've done. And this is a bad joke I never should have said. But I find it interesting that somebody like Def Noodles, who is virtue signaling and trying to, again, deplatform somebody who has actually used his platform for good. As of right now, we're watching Def Noodles get completely rolled over in a conversation when it's about gay rights.
Yep.
And he has the audacity to criticize me for this. This doesn't really...
Oh, yeah, that's a great point as well. In the wake of all this, Dennis just had Christian Walker on his podcast. Now, if you don't know who that is, I would take a quick Google. Basically, the podcast involved many harmful statements about the gays. I'm not assuming you're gay, but I'll make up for it if you're not. You know what I mean? Good job, Dennis. Doing a great job. You're doing a great, great, great job.
Yeah. This is bad. This kid's a fucking idiot. Put this on a watch list. He looks very suspicious. Okay. Realistically speaking, I'm not going to sue him. Joe Rogan Gemini. The reality is that like this isn't going to go the way Dennis wants. I'm not going to have an emotionally provoked response. That's pretty much it. Like he's not going to get the reception that he wants to get. Also, I guess he's showing pictures of me. He Googled. Wow. Okay. Cool. Okay. This is it. This is the only thing. Okay. All right. Very cool. Yeah, he did call me a predator. It is what it is, man. This is what virtue signaling about pedophilia looks like. Dennis doesn't care about kids getting raped. He's a worthless human being that doesn't actually care. I put my platform on the line multiple times to call shit like this out. I lost one of my TikToks at one time with like 600,000 views because I called out Zoe Laverne. This is just what Dennis does, man. This is just what Dennis does, and I know it's to get me to have an emotional response here. But like realistically speaking, I'm not going to take the bait. Dennis is already very infamous for not having any credibility and for twisting stories. And
he's not helping
here,
himself.
he's doing it again. The problem is he's showing full context. So it doesn't even make him look good. That's it. It just makes him look really bad. So here, I guess I should tweet back to him. I had to write out a thoughtful tweet in the middle of this. So let me just read what I had to say because I think it's very important. And I actually do believe this. So first of all, the reason that I took pictures of this is because I know what Death wants me to do. Is he wants me to just quote tweet this so that the context isn't directly available unless you go take time out of your day to keep clicking through.
So basically, Dennis is calling people that for the sake of whatever it is, getting attention in any sorts back to his account. How very Trisha Paytas of you. You've became what you wanted to defeat, Dennis. And to watch you take this path is alarming. Is alarming. What happened? What happened?
Explanation gets lost in the comments. The thing is that you're fucking stupid as shit, Beth. You are incredibly dumb. You have absolutely no intellect or integrity. And you're very easy to read. So I know the game that you're playing. Okay? So I decided to make it a picture instead because this makes more sense. Right? So the context doesn't get lost because I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to misinterpret me as a pedophile. But I've done a lot to deplatform actual predators. 20-something-year-olds trying to fuck 13-year-olds and rape them. That's who I've deplatformed. 27-year-olds trying to get introduced into me of sending their dick to 13 and 14-year-olds. That's what I deal with. What do you do every day? What have you done with your platform? I've constantly called out predatory content creators. It's a big part of my content. And I also educate young men on rape culture. That's what I do, Beth. What do? You get rolled in a fucking conversation with Christian Walker about gay rights. You look like a fucking idiot moron constantly. And this is the game that you want to play with me? When we first talked, I gave you a tremendous amount of charitability. But it's gone now. The reality is you're worthless. You're a worthless content creator. You don't do anything positive. You are a drama news reporter, and that's totally fine. But don't come into my fucking space because you don't have the intellect to be able to talk about these things. You don't have the intellect, the humility. You don't have anything, okay? This is a space that I've come into, and it's very difficult. Constantly engaging and getting things wrong on slight nuances every single day. Doing the best that you can to put yourself and your credibility on the line, to have conversations, talk about shit, and educate people on very necessary social issues, especially as somebody who is a man. I educate young men on not putting young women into situations where they'll take advantage of them, because this is how this happens. These power dynamics are so subtle, and a lot of young men are assaulting women without even like realizing it. They're taking them out to dinner and they're just being aggressive because this is what society teaches them, and then they're over pushing, and women get afraid and they stop saying no. And it's these really nuanced things. This is what I'm doing. I'm educating a group of young men on being good young men. What the fuck are you doing? You're trying to deplatform me. Why? Because I upset you? I hurt your feelings? Why? Because you know that at the end of the day, I'm the direct fucking person to point to for that you're deplatforming me as a fucking content creator because you fucked with me. And last time you fucked with me, I was super charitable because it was the first interaction I had with you. And my wife, she called you out to be a disingenuous piece of shit. And I still gave you the benefit of the doubt. And now here you are months later playing this fucking game with me. The charitability's gone. This is it, Beth. I want you on.
And here's the thing. Dennis is getting called out so much for these tweets, as you can imagine. He's not deleting them. He's doubling down on them. And the reason for that is because Dennis has to win. Dennis has to win. When your ego is so fragile, you have to win. And that's exactly the game he's playing here, but he's losing it. And he has been losing it for a very long time. And he's up against someone who, if we're speaking just words and thoughts, Papa God is way more intelligent than him. So he's gonna lose, and he is losing. And the fact that the general public are not even choosing your side whenever you're the bigger content creator, that really goes to show how much you fucked up. But the thing is, I don't feel bad for you. Papa God doesn't feel bad for you. The journalists don't feel bad for you. The drama channels don't feel, commentary doesn't feel bad. Twitter doesn't feel bad. Your own audience don't feel bad because you're not even letting anyone speak. You have to be the one that does the last tweet. You have to be the one that does the last allegation. You have to be the last one to do all that. And you've now ruined your entire ability to be able to make any arguments moving forward about anything. How can any of us trust your coverage anymore? You try so hard to tell us that you're a journalist, so we can't trust what you say anymore. Because to try win, you've now just accused someone, yet again, of being a P-word. And even more so, you're alerting the FBI and telling them to put that person on a watch list. And you're doing this to your entire audience, thinking that they're going to join in, and they're unfollowing you and blocking you and replying and being like, you've lost it.
Understand this, okay? Your podcast is horseshit. You have no intellect. It's abysmal. Listening to this is horrible. You're letting Christian Walker roll you over on fucking social issues. It's insane. People watching this, young impressionable people watching this going, wow, Christian Walker's making a really good point about how we shouldn't have pride flags in the classroom, about how gay people shouldn't be openly gay in the classroom, about how kids who might come out as
so yeah, that was through Dennis' platform, by the way.
Conservative areas and getting hurt by their parents. These are really good points, Christian. Like, this is what you do. You have negative impacts on every single fucking social issue that you touch. It's the same thing we had our first interaction when we had a situation with that killer and that girl, where like you didn't give a fuck that they were calling a 17-year-old a fucking rapist, a predator, and a pedophile. Because he was trolling a guy about his sister, and it was wrong what he did. And I talked to the 17-year-old young man, not the fucking grown adult that you are. The 17-year-old young man, I educated on him on not saying those things because they're disgusting. But I understand he's not fucking rapist, a pedophile, predator. But that's what he was being called, and you don't care because you don't care if kids get fucking raped, Dennis. You don't give a shit. You never talk to somebody who's been raped. You never talk to anybody who actually is deeply fucking hurts. Like, have you ever been in a situation where you sat down and you looked a fucking survivor in the eye and you listened to them tell them their fucking story? Have you ever heard this? Have you ever sat down and listened to this? In a situation where there's nothing you can do but listen, when the only thing you want to do is have an anger, emotional response that's going to have a profoundly negative impact on that person who's just trying to tell you their story. They're focusing on you, and you get to a situation where you get so upset and so worked up, you make it about you. What the fuck do you do, Dennis? What the fuck do you do? What the fuck do you do every day? You want to come on here and play false fucking rape accusations? Have you ever talked to somebody who talks about how they were fucking raped as a child? What do you do every day? Because if you fucking did, you wouldn't play this shit. This shit's fucking serious, Dennis. It's serious. And every single day, you can say that I'm inflated, but every single day that I make content, I try my best when we talk about these things to prevent this from happening in the future. This is what I do. You don't have to like it, Dennis. You don't have to like me. But every single day, I put my credibility on the line to say something that I mean, to have a right conversation with these people, with the young men in my fucking audience. That's what I do. I'm a real fucking man, Dennis, and I'm trying my best to educate these kids. But what are you doing? What are you putting on the line, Dennis? Other than your fucking credibility every single day. You just look like a fucking moron. I don't want to get worked up. But we're talking about people, children getting fucking raped, Dennis. You do nothing about it because you don't care. But I do, because I care a lot, Dennis. And your attempt to try to deplatform me after a really bad fucking joke that I never should have made, with good intentions, after a year of doing my best to operate in the best capacity to educate people, but also make sure that I don't come off in a way that puts people off, because I want people to listen to the message. And this is what it boils down to. You're stupid ass doing this shit, trying to attack my credibility as a person, as a content creator, as somebody who tries to educate young men. That's what you do. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. This is what I get mad about, Dennis. This is what I get upset about. What do you think about when you talk about topics, Dennis? When I sit down and I talk about topics of sexual assault, I think about every single survivor who's reached out to me and who said, this really fucked me up, Dennis. That's what I think about. I chain smoke and I eat like garbage, and it's not an excuse to do it, but like I was a little healthier before this. I don't like to tell people this, because who the fuck am I? These people are telling me their real stories, and I'm complaining about getting stress from hearing them or trying to deplatform people. It's not even close to the amount of stress that they deal with, but that's the impact it has on me. And it doesn't even compare. It doesn't even compare to the the stress that these people go through, that survivors go through, it doesn't even compare. It doesn't. It just doesn't compare. So I don't talk about it because it's stupid and it's unfair to those people, because they shouldn't have to feel guilt for me getting upset, listening to their stories and trying to do something about it, because I'm not hurting in any way, even close to them. But here we are, Dennis. This is what we get to do. We get to sit here, and now I get to. I just put in a situation where I feel like I just have to bare my entire fucking soul, and you're gonna listen to this and you're gonna laugh. You're gonna think it's funny. But you want to know what, Dennis? It's not funny. It's just not funny.
I just think that that was an incredible video from Papa Got. An incredible video. And Dennis, how dare you? You've lost it. My closing point that I want to focus on again is Dennis. You became what you wanted to take down. You are now the greedy YouTuber. That is what you are now. So I'll leave you with that. And muckers, if there's Dennis fans in the audience, moving forward, with all love and all respect, don't ask me to cover his shit, because he's not a good person. And the fact that he's willing to try just one-up someone by creating false P-word accusations and get them on a watch list with the FBI, that is not someone I am going to endorse. And if you want to, that's on you, but I really would take a look at that. And muckers, I love you, and I will see you in my next one. I apologize for a heavy video, but it wouldn't be fair to just not cover it because it's heavy. So, here we are. And I will see you in my next one, and bye.